Good afternoon, everybody. Awesome that we have our preview to our 2019 NZSBK New Zealand Superbike Road Race Championships. What a star-studded lineup here today. This is absolutely fantastic. Yes, Toby, you can smile. It's all right. It's
got a migraine coming on.
Oh, migraine.
Need a rub.
She's not here till tomorrow, so you'll have to hold off.
I'm talking about you.
Straight into sabotage in the first press conference, Toby Summers. You can't take him anywhere.
I'd like to introduce the team for our audience out there. First of all, to Dennis Charlotte. Awesome to have Dennis here today. To Rogan Chandler, our new star in our 600 class. To Avalon, welcome here. Yes, there's the rose between all the thorns, so nice to have one in the middle for us. Welcome to Avalon. To Mad Love Media and Toby, Carl Cox Motorsport pilot. So he's had a promotion back into 600 classes where he should have always been. He sort of went off and played with some funny guys and other bikes, but he's back to where he should be. And a flat tracker as well, I want to point out as well, so nice to see. Welcome to Dale. Dale's no stranger to Top Motorsport, but he's gone from sliding sideways out of control to hopefully sliding sideways under control. So nice to have the ex-Speedway man with us, and he of course be on the MV Augusta. And to Seth, back again. It's sorry Seth, the weather forecast for sunshine all weekend, so you'll only have to settle for third place. You won't get the win that you were hoping for.
We'll see about that.
You'll see about that. Okay. And well, you never know what Timaru, of course, your favourite track in the wet, it might offer something for next weekend. So we'll just do a few questions to each of you, and then we'll have an opportunity to get some varying answers. And I'll start with Seth down at the bottom end. First of all, Seth, welcome back into 600s, but for you a massive change. First of all, the profile of the team and the bike. What inspired you to come back to NZSBK and ride a Triumph?
Honestly, I was waiting on some parts for my Kawasaki, and I had an old Triumph in the garage that I could just had an opportunity to ride, borrowed off of a friend of mine, just to get some seat time. And I rode it maybe 2 times at Levels and at Ruapuna, and I fell in love with it, and then spoke to Dennis, and Dennis said, man, we've got to get you on one of these good ones, because it was just a standard old 06 bike, and one thing led to another, and I got talking to Tony and Vicky from Underground Brown and asked them kindly if I could have the use of their beautiful motorcycles for this season, and they agreed to it, and the rest is history. So it's kind of bizarre being part of a team, because I've always been just run my own bikes or whatever. It's just, yes, refreshing to have good people behind you and opportunity and good support, it's really good.
So here's you as a person who, for my money, should be part of a commentary box. You could be global in media, go around the world doing various stuff, but you've opted to come back to racing. What does it mean to come back here to Ruapuna?
I mean, Ruapuna is a beautiful track. I love it because it's so technical, but to be back riding, I didn't think it was going to happen, I'd kind of almost given up on it. I was kind of tangenting off into media and working on the technical side of the sport. But yeah, thanks to Dennis and Tony and Vicky, I had the opportunity kind of presented, and I mean, riding motorcycles is better than being on the other side of them every day of the week. So it was a no-brainer at that point.
Awesome, thank you, Seth. Dale, welcome. The idea of coming off Speedway and now riding, and the opportunity as well to be on a beautiful MV Augusta. Man, you've just gone to the creme de la creme of bikes. What's it feel like to be here at Ruapuna?
Oh, I'm very lucky to be here riding solo bikes. I rode them for 15 years. Few national titles, but sorry, I was
It's fine, you can't really start again, mate.
No, it's not a lie.
Keep going.
So they tell me today the dipper was a bit of a challenge for you. Is there any truth in the rumour?
Yeah, I'm still playing around in the dirt. Yeah, we've worked through the bike, and we're starting to get on top of a few things. Last season was sort of just getting the feel of road racing, and this season is more of got my mind set on it, and we're achieving some goals. Yeah.
So how do you think you've done in what little fiction over 12 months? How do you think you've gone in that time? Very short time to be up with these big guys.
You're very well.
Yeah, well, I feel like in a way that sitting with these guys, I've achieved so much in the sport. I've just jumped on the bike, and I'm sitting here. I'm very privileged. I've been lucky to have Rod come and approach me about the ride and the team. Learning so much from them. Speedway is a different sport completely. This is all set up. I can feel what the bike's doing, but to be able to come in and tell them, hey, the bike's doing this, and how do we achieve this, to have someone say, well, you need to do this, this and this, it helps so much, and I'm feeling it from today.
Good, good. Have you got an expectation for this series? What do you set a bit of a target?
He wants to win.
Yeah.
I want to do well. I've been mountain biking a lot, so this hope it pays off.
Yeah.
Do you give up on the pole?
Yeah, when Christmas hit.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Take it down. Nice. And congratulations for being asked to be joining the stable, because as you can see, you've got some class people around you, and you're selected because you are class yourself. So well done for that.
Thank
Nice
you.
one. Good, good. Toby, here we go. 600s. Back.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, standard Toby behaviour.
There's always one.
yeah, same. It's pretty cool to be doing nationals and trying to get the profile of the event up. As we all know, the Suzuki Series has got a pretty big profile with internationals coming, a street race at the end of it. So it'd be nice to see MMZ bring this up to the same sort of not standard, should we say? You know, just the excitement. You know, the Suzuki Series full grids internationals. You can't beat it. You know, and that's a real cool thing. So doing this sort of thing is good. It's a start. It gets us all here. It gets us talking about it. It gets people watching on the camera. You know, there's just more interest brought to it. So yeah, it's good. So just coming off this personally for the Suzuki Series, just coming off that for me. It wasn't a great one. I think it was the worst result I've had since I've been in the country, which was fifth overall. I think. So not great, but that's just racing. You know, you got the emotional highs and lows that you get with racing bikes or racing anything. Is that's what keeps you coming back for more. And fortunately for myself at the moment, I'm with a real good team, Carl Cox Motorsport on the Kawasaki, and you know, even when you're not getting good results, if you're in a team that is fun to be in, it's still a good day. Yeah, and like last Suzuki Series, you know, Peter Hickman's in the garage. So sharing a garage with someone of that calibre is quite unique for myself. I've never been doing it professionally or anything. It's just always been a hobby. So, you know, when you're in the garage, he's taking your tire. I was going to say pulling you off, but pulling your tire warmers off. You know, you still have a crap result on a DNF, and it's still a good day. You know, because how often you're going to get someone like that, removing your warmers and just helping you with the bike. So yeah, so that's cool. And so now we're just about to start the nationals tomorrow. Going all right today. It's pretty hot. Everyone's struggling with a bit of grip. Well, I hope they are. They told me they were. Maybe they were lying. Who knows?
Oh, we're all struggling.
Yeah. But yeah, just hot. And tomorrow and Sunday is going to be hotter. So we'll see how we go. You know, everyone at the table is capable of winning. Is that girl? Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's going pretty good. She's had some good results at the Suzuki Series, so that's good. And Rogan also going well. So and Damon's obviously stepped up, just doing the Superbike now, so we won't have to contend with him. But yeah, because he was going super quick. He's just come off a season in Aussie and he was winning. You know, he won a round
so
over
the
there.
fact that you're from Auckland, you come to Christchurch to this track. Is this excitement level? Do you like to come here for a round?
I like this track. It's got corners.
Yeah.
That's
Every track has corners.
Okay, Hampton Downs has got 6 corners. If you're an American, you think racing around a circle has got 4 corners. So it's got 2 more corners than the circle. This one has got quite a few more than that. So it's it's a good track, and the one at Levels also is a good track. Taupo's good. Manfield, where we're going for the first time in the Nationals for a while. 5 rounds is good because then we just got more races, so it's more competition, which will be exciting. But yeah, the South Island tracks, they're good. The only bad thing about them is they're miles from where I live. But you know, that's
It's
about
a
it.
magnet to bring you down here.
my
Yeah,
heart
for sure.
bleeds for you,
It's
Toby,
for sure.
it really does.
So,
We put the weather on.
Yeah, we come down here a month ago, me and Mitch Reese, and pissed down. So we didn't get a lot of riding. We got a bit of riding. We done what we needed to do, and so yeah, just looking forward to tomorrow, getting on the grid with all these lot. See how we go in qualifying. I've never been a strong qualifier. I prefer racing. You know, maybe a rule change. We could just turn up Saturday morning, 20 minutes qualifying, straight in, then race. All this burning tyres up for 2 or 3 days at the track for nothing. Maybe we need to change that. Just an opinion.
And a very good one, Toby, and you're entitled to your opinion, which is great. Well, and you've always put it across very well.
Well, you know, try to.
Poor Avalon's got to sit next to Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always one in the class got to be next to the class idiot, isn't it?
It's good that we go racing and we've got helmets on and we don't have to listen to him dribble.
Well, that's it. Soon as the earplugs go
I had to
in,
build a pit box just to get away from that.
as soon as the earplugs go in, you can't hear the verbal. Push.
Avalon, you're lucky enough to call Canterbury home now, and as an Auckland girl, what do you think about being down here?
She's gone downhill.
She's going faster.
Yeah, I can't. It must have been good for my riding because I've definitely taken it up a wee notch this year, so that's been really good. I didn't get as much track time as I would have hoped here. We're pretty lucky. This track's open during the week, basically every week, and so is Levels. There's a lot of test days down there as well, so I had good intentions moving down here that I'd get a lot of riding in, but I think work happens to get in the way. So I managed to get a few days on the bike, and I think it's paying off. And yeah, I'm just really comfortable this season riding the same bike as I did the last 2 years. So it seems to be working for me, and we've got a setup that I like. So to be honest, I'm not too fussed about which track we're at. I think we just got good competition and good bikes, and yeah, it's just nice to go racing.
How do you like to word it? Are you that good that Damon and Shane have been scared and haven't turned up now? Or is it the fact that they don't want to race against a woman and be beaten? How do you think, which way is it going?
No, I don't know. I think they deserve to step up to the 1000cc class. When you look at the lap times that both Shane and Damo did, they were incredible. I think we looked it up last night. Damo's lap time here at Ruapuna was a 31.0, and that's really fast on a 600. I mean, none of us got close to that today, so I'm sure we'll be trying over the weekend, but to get into those low 31s.
Did you not get close to that?
I was doing like 30.
The rest of us are 31.
Sorry. Speaking on behalf of everyone.
Assuming over here.
Damo would be threatened by being beaten by a girl. He would not live with himself.
Yeah, and I got close at Manfield, but threw it down the road,
exactly.
so that was a pity.
He
I
can't
was trying to
handle it.
take advantage of him being injured. And
He
it
would
just
not be able to live
didn't
with
quite
himself.
make
He wouldn't. He would go home and beat himself senseless.
Yeah, but I mean, those two, even in, you saw it at the Suzuki Series, they were first and second in a couple of Superbike races.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they deserve to be racing overseas where they are, as well as here in New Zealand. And yeah, hopefully we can get close to those lap times that they set the level at.
You were lucky enough those years ago to go across and be Women World Cup champion, and now racing in New Zealand, and here you are settling down in the second year in the same class. Is this where you want to be, or have you still got aspirations to do some of those feats overseas if the doors were there? How do you feel about your future in the sport?
I'm really happy racing here in New Zealand. I really enjoy it. These guys are great riders and great people, and it makes it fun being both on the track and off it. So I do really enjoy racing here. I really miss the fast flowing circuits. In Europe, even Australia, like Phillip Island and Eastern Creek. I'd love to go back and do some of those fast circuits. So I would be looking more at Australia, Asia racing over the next 5 years, just being closer to home and being able to work and still live here in New Zealand and just travel over for the races. Europe was, a full-time thing, but I wasn't getting paid. It was costing me money, and that's just really difficult to sustain over a long period of time. So yeah, we'll look for something a bit closer to home.
Now, some of those other women that you've raced again, have you, do you keep up with them? Have they become lifelong friends? And what have they achieved in their careers? And if you think you've matched it with them as life afterwards and not just on the racetrack?
Yeah, the standout is Anna Carrasco. I mean, we all joke about me beating the guys here, but she beat a whole field of world championship riders. I mean, you can imagine how pissed off some of those Spanish boys are.
Weren't you good friends with her?
No, she didn't like me. She didn't talk to me, but she's obviously gone on to achieve really great things. Maria Herrera has signed in the World Moto E Championship, so that's a huge thing. The others honestly really struggle financially and just to put a full-time gig together to go racing. So I feel really lucky to be here, to be in New Zealand where it's affordable for us to go racing at club level or at national level, and I feel like I have gone really far in the sport, but I'm lucky to be in an environment that allows me to do that.
So seriously, when you wake up tomorrow morning, are you going to try and be number one?
Yeah.
Excellent,
I think
excellent,
we all
excellent. Love your honesty. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be a difficult weekend, the weather being so hot. The track's slippery, and obviously there's tough competition, so yeah, it's going to be good racing.
Well done. Here. And Rogan. Here you are, Rogan. 600s. What, 2 years ago you didn't have a ride, and you got an opportunity to ride when you came down here. Last year you had an opportunity to be on a 600 for the first time, and bang, here you are in the creme de la creme of the class in a short career. It's come a long way. How are you feeling about Ruapuna right now?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's been a pretty crazy couple of years, really. Like, without the help from the guys at Yamaha, like, I wouldn't be riding at all. Just like financially, it's quite a hard task, and the amount of work they put in with supplying the bike and all the help is pretty crazy. So yeah, if you said I'd be here like 2 years ago, I probably would have thought you were mad. But nah, it's been an interesting couple of years, and riding with these guys and being able to keep up and learn a lot from them, and like Toby and Avalon and everyone that rides, and Shane and all those guys. It's been an interesting couple of years, and I enjoy riding the 600 class way more than any other class I've really been in. And yeah, it's been. I'm looking forward to tomorrow for sure.
Is it for you to come from the North Island? Is this a daunting challenge? Is this the one you want to get out of the way early, or is it more an excitement level because you like the track? How do you feel about coming to Ruapuna?
Honestly, I do better like than the South Island. Like last year, I came like 7th in my home track, and not home track, but you know the North Island tracks was horrible. So, and I got like 4 podiums down here or something. So I do better down here. I think it's just because there's no, like, I don't know where the bumps are or where the dodgy parts are, so I just go through them and don't care. And it's sort of like a bit easier to go a bit quicker. So, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The track's hard and it's too many corners. I'm used to Manfield with like 5. And so, it's a bit, I forget how to count sometimes. You know, you have to count to 5, so count to 12 is kind of hard, like to get every corner. But I'm looking forward to it. It's interesting.
So have you, speaking about all the corners, have you got a favourite one that suits your style of riding, whether it be the breaking into it or through the corner out of it? Have you got something out there that really
Pothole's
delights?
fun.
Pothole?
Sure. Yeah, it's like the best corner yet because it's just so fast.
And it's Seth nodding his head as well. He thinks the same.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
good corner.
big commitment into there. Just smack it on its side and smack the gas on.
Yeah, and the curb's like this high, and it
The bump
comes
just
up real
launches
quick.
you after as well.
Okay.
You just wheelie all the way to the braking marker. It's a cool corner.
Cool.
I broke my ankle there 2 years ago, so I'm still like, every time I see the inside curve with the foot peg over, I'm like, don't touch the curve with the peg. Like, it's, yeah, great corner, but it's daunting. And you come out the side, you're like, oh, I want to do it again.
It's
You're like,
worse following someone through there, you can't see it.
Yeah, and trying to pass some of the lapped riders in there as well. Woo.
And for Rogan, with I'll call it the rebirth of Yamaha, and how fantastic to have Yamaha on board as far as the team's concerned, and in a proper team environment, and now Yamaha supporting it from the top down. Must be fabulous to be involved in a professional team like that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different than just me and my dad doing out the back of our van. But you get the same feel though. Like they're all real down to earth, and they don't expect crazy amounts. They just make sure you're safe and you're out there having fun. So it's cool team to be a part of, and yeah, I mean it's good for the sport as well when you get sort of like a factory chipping in and helping out. It brings up the profile a bit, and you know maybe other factories or companies will start chipping in a bit more and helping out riders. So it's cool to be a part of it, and yeah, sort of like.
Good words,
Yeah.
Exactly. So speaking of that, have you had an opportunity to ride the Nikon? Have you
No, I want to. I want to
you
tomorrow.
want to?
They look odd, but they look cool. So I'll be hanging out for one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might just jump on it and take it.
You might, yeah.
Yeah, I know where the keys are. So.
Excellent.
Don't line up on the Supersport gravel there.
No, they look a fabulous bike, and of course, like Yamaha have done so many times, motocross bike, by the way, that had the front wheel drive. You know, one of the first Japanese brand to do that kind of thing. So we've seen them as pioneers of their engineering and past. So I'm sure that'll be a great little bike to try it, and for the right reason, have some fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the only ones that have changed up the 600 recently. Like a lot of the other bikes they've just stayed the same over a couple of years, and then 2 or 3 years ago they banged out a new one, and it's winning everything all over the world. So, I mean, the rules are a bit different here, and we just like to run ours quite standard, and we don't do anything to it. But I mean, even
yeah,
then,
right.
well, even then, like we just chuck a head gasket in and a pipe, and it's still decent enough to keep up the front. So it shows how good of a bike it is.
Yeah. Nice words, Reagan. Well done. Dennis Charlotte, the father figure. The patron saint,
Grandfather.
the multi times champion, because he's been where all of you other dream to go as champion of 600 class. He's been to Superbikes and he's won that as well. I thought it was an honour to have Dennis come along here for 3 reasons. First of all, this place and this event, because that to me what Motorcycling Canterbury do for here is make an event out of this. That's cool. Also from the point of view as a very good rider, and we'll talk about some questions there. and a club, that's won awards and deemed to be the most respected road race club in the country. So, Dennis, nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. What can you, if you were here as that mentor figure, and to the other 5 here on the table, what would you say to them with what they've said, and some of them are not quite newcomers, but lesser experienced here? What would you say about Ruapuna to them as a figure? If you were the team manager, here's Rogan, and any of them ready to hop on their bike and go out for their first race tomorrow, what's the number one thing that would come to mind that you think you would encourage them or help them out there?
Well, I mean, the one thing I always say to anyone that I'm training or helping is that, if you want to win a championship, you can't win, well, you don't have to win every race. So, if you have to concede to come second or third, you need to finish the races, So, I remember winning a championship one year and not winning a race. So, it's very hard to tell people that's this age, and I was the same, like you just want to go out there and go nuts and win every race.
Toby's older than you, isn't
Oh, so
He's talking about maturity,
so.
not age.
He's,
So,
he's not even close to either.
Ruapuna is a very technical track. One corner leads to the next, and to be fast around here, it's quite technical. So you really need to be online on, every corner, apexing things right, on the gas right, everything right, and you'll get a good lap time. It's more important to come home safe, have a good race, and tell lots of lies later than lying in a bed in a hospital.
Nice words. All right, so from that event point of view, Motorcycling Canterbury, what an outstanding club, and the whole racing and the Grand Prix, of course, on Sunday, which we aspire to, will be sensational. As you, as the president of the club, the leader of the band, as it were, what's the motivation involved in making this event happen?
I just love the sport, and I'm lucky enough to have a committee of like-minded people. We're all focused on trying to make motorcycling safer and have good events. One of the things I said when I first became the president of the club, there was a lot of particularly older fellas that were stuck in their ways of doing stuff. But I basically stood there and said, if anyone in this committee does not want to be here to help the races out, then there's the door, because the bike races, we're here to help the bike races. We're not here to rule over them and give them, we just need to try and support them to grow them. If you don't have that support from your club, then it never grows. It just
sounds like Auckland Club.
what does?
No.
They're motivated and dictatorship from a club is just not the way to run a club. You need to, the riders are the most important thing. This is what people come here to watch, the riders.
Yeah.
All the organising that we do in the background is to ensure that the meetings run safely, so that they get home with all their skin on, hopefully. And if they do happen to have an accident, then there's the right people there to fix them up and help them. And also right down to the flag marshals and all that around the corners, they're all there keeping an eye on what these guys are up to, and it's just a great team. It's easy. It's actually, everyone says, "Oh man, what do you do?" But it's actually quite easy when you have the right team underneath you. It's not me; it's my team that's underneath me.
Do we have to mention Wendy? I heard a rumour that
Yeah.
she's injured, and I know she's a staple of the club.
Yeah. So Wendy was diligently mountain biking, and a dog ran in front of her and put her over the high side, and she broke her shoulder. So she actually broke her elbow, and they didn't actually know that she'd broken her shoulder, and she was walking around for about 4 weeks with a broken shoulder, and they went back and she's had to go. She's in the surgery ward, so I think she's in surgery today.
She's the winner of our Motorcycle Services Award from Motorcycling New Zealand, so
Yep.
a fine lady. So
Yep.
I know the club will certainly miss her this weekend, so it's good. Last one, Dennis, Superbike champion, 600 champion, 125 champion, 250 champion. The list goes on. 300s last year, but there's a couple of classes unfinished, and you're going to tackle those this weekend. Tell us about it.
I've got one more class really, which is the Superbike class. If I can win that class, then I would have had a New Zealand title in every class that we have. So I don't think anyone's ever achieved that in the history of our sport. So that's been quite an inspiration for me. I started racing when I was 15 years old, and I'm 50 now, so that's 35 years at it. But I still roll out on the track today and love it. You know, like it's just that feeling, that adrenaline, they just love it. You know, so wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Good, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dennis, Rogan, Avalon, Toby, out there, Dale and Seth. Just fantastic, guys. So thank you all very much. I hope you've handled the pressure of this. Or it's designed, as Toby has just done, to smile and
Over
lighten up.
pressure, I need to go and relieve some pressure.
Pressure. Right. Thank you all very much,
Thank
and
you,
all
Neil.
the best this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.
Cheers. Well done.